fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? The audacity of motherfuckers today. Just
This is comic on YouTube. Most of you don't know him. Funny dude. He writes funny skits. And it came out that he had lifted a few lines. Now, I've watched this guy from the beginning. I don't think he built his body of work on this other guy's material. But see, this is the problem. This is the problem. Everything that he has done since that's come out is under the microscope. Everything. And I was looking to the responses, and you know, it's two camps. There are people like, you know, you're a bitch ass punk for stealing. Other people was like, he was inspired, he's paying homage. All that's bullshit. Straight up, he stole the work from another dude. Didn't steal everything from that dude, but he stole some very pivotal, shiny gems that got him put on in the beginning. Because I often wonder how someone so young has such wonderful and brilliant insights on relationships when he really didn't have that many. And I just thought maybe the guy was a prodigy. Now that it comes out, it's like, oh, you were taking the work of a guy 20 years older than you. Makes sense now. But that's not the core topic of this video. It's about originality. Being original, being you, being your own person, creating your own shit. Because I'm going to share with you a story of some things that happened to me. And it's helped me put together a thought process on why most people don't give a shit. Clearly, most people don't create shit, so they don't really care if someone who created shit gets ripped off. Because they can't relate. That's like me trying to relate to someone that's 10 feet tall when I'm only 6'1". I can't relate. Don't know what it's like. I can assume all I want to, but I just don't know. That's where many of you are. You haven't created shit. Made shit, hadn't made a song, hadn't wrote a line, hadn't wrote a poem, hadn't created a piece of art, ain't created shit. And I know in your mind you're going, well, there's a whole bunch of other people creating shit, so I don't have to create shit. Which is true, but you have not created shit. So with that comes this laissez-faire attitude of, hey, if someone gets ripped off, so what? Because it doesn't impact you. As I'm putting together this thought process, this reminded me of some shit that happened to me. I have been ripped off so many fucking times. It's fucking unreal. And when you see it happening, it's like, just share. The first time that it happened, and understand my position as a content creator, I feel that I am still in my infancy. I don't even think I'm walking yet. I'm still crawling on the floor of creation. And it didn't go widespread. Not a lot of people knew about it, but that shit still kept me up for 4 nights in a row because someone had ripped my shit off. I was just like, how dare you? I felt violated. I totally felt violated. And, you know, I'm listening to people watch this stuff, and most people are like, well, it doesn't matter. Fuck yes, it matters. Reason it doesn't matter to you is because you haven't created shit and you don't plan on creating shit, so it won't impact you. But for those who do, for artists, musicians, there are people who got ripped off, and this is where insult and injury and even more pain comes to the original offense. Sometimes the person that rips off the person is more successful than the original artist. And I understand how that happens because we live in the age of packaging. If you notice, you don't see any ugly artists anymore, except for rap. You know, you can still look toe up from the floor and still spit some bars. And even with that, Drake, you're only going to go so far. But it didn't used to be like that. If you had skill, you got put on. You put yourself on. Now, it's about a package. So you could take the work of someone who is not pedestrianly acceptable in terms of physical appeal and put that with someone who is, and you could create $1 million product. It happens all the time. So with this whole being original, I thought about it. I was like, why are so many people just like, I don't care, it doesn't matter. And then I was like, they don't think they can create shit. They don't worry about it. Going with one of the 48 laws of power is you hate what you cannot have. So if you're not a creative person, you're going to hate on creative people. If you don't think that you have what it takes to get that type of juice and authority in your life, fuck them. That's your whole mindset. And that's most people. And I want you to think about this. United States of America, 1950s. There was a city called Detroit. At the time, in the 50s, Detroit was the world's second largest economy. Detroit, after the United States. Yes, a city was the world's second largest economy after a whole nation. Why? Because they created shit. So if you're sitting there going like creating shit ain't that big of a deal, put that little information in your nugget. Don't take my word for it. You're on the internet webs. Go to Google and look the shit up. Look up a lot of shit, and then things will become more clear to you. That is the power of being a creative person. Being able to make shit, drop shit, create shit, write stuff, paint stuff, take a beautiful photograph. That is the power of creativity. Creativity and the ability to make and create shit turned a city into a world superpower. Detroit was a superpower in the 50s. An international superpower. A city because they made shit. I don't know if you heard me as they say, but if you are not about making shit, creating shit, and just consuming shit, you're going to be part of that second class unless you just get fantastically rich and you can consume until your belly gets full. But there is power in being a creative person, making shit, building stuff. There's this motorcycle that looks like something out of a cartoon. It's very futuristic. I think it's like 65,000. I don't know the name of it. But this guy and his partner, they got a waiting list. And I think they sell this thing for like $60,000. And they got a waiting list. And it runs on electricity. It's an electrical motorcycle. I was just like, a waiting list because they made something. Do you understand? They make this whole thing in-house. Once again, going back to vocational education, where they teach you how to use your hands and make shit, fix shit, do shit. That is the power of creativity and making stuff. Now, with being an original,
it is really, really early, and I was going to finish up part of the video that you saw in a totally different manner, but this shit jumped. Matter of fact, I think I can read it. No, let me get my computer. Hold on a second. This is nuts. Not sure if I reached out to you about your exciting stories. Blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to use some of your verbiage for a book I've been penning. I think the things that you write are awesome, and thanks for sharing. This must have been happening when I was creating the first part of this video, because I feel myself about to get ticked off again because this shit keeps happening. And I know there are some people like, imitation, this is a serious form of flattery. Fuck you. No one's stealing your shit because this is something weird. Just to let you know, I've got a whole nother little business that I work on that has nothing to do with the stuff here on YouTube, and that's part of it. And I'm sitting here like, I'm gonna have to bitch slap somebody because this is how bold people are. They're like, hey, I like your stuff and I'm just gonna take it. Not, hey, hi, my name is blah, 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 and I saw such and such and such, and I really like it. Do you mind if I use your shit? No. It's just like, I like it, I'm gonna take it, bitch. Ha! Peace. So, I'm just sitting there like, this shit keeps happening. And the reason I'm doing this video, if you're a creative person or you're making some stuff, the knee-jerk reaction is to constrict, keep your stuff, pull it all in, and don't put any more stuff out. And that's actually the very wrong thing to do, because you never know what's going to hit. So you just can't keep it all in, and because I've gone through this for the last 3 years, and I'm just like, I'm going to keep putting my stuff out. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, but be fucking original. Do your own shit. I am a member of several writing groups, and one of the common canons and tenets of writing is you should read as much as you write. I don't do that because I'm easily influenced, and I don't ever want to be said, oh, you hijacked someone's shit. I don't want to be accused of that. So I really work on my writing process in a totally different manner. I really do. But and apparently it works because people keep stealing my shit. So apparently some shit's panning out. But what I want to talk to you about is don't be afraid to be creative. Don't be afraid to be original. And understand that when you become really good, or even, just good. I consider myself really good right now. I don't consider myself great. I'm working towards great because, like I said in the beginning of this video, that I am still crawling on the floor of my creative process because some things are just fleshing out that are much clearer to me than they were 4 years ago. But essentially, this notion of I'm going to jack someone's stuff because it's so shiny and nice is not really flattering to people who know that their stuff is shiny and nice. It's not close to flattering. It's not close to nice. And we live in a society that thinks that's really cool because there's so many people from where I sit, they don't have any hope. They don't have any hope. They really just are kind of like, I'm just going to take this stuff because I want it. I'm going to take it because I like it. I'm going to take it because I feel entitled that, it's out there. It's on the internet and it should be free. And there's a lot of people with the philosophy that all information should be free and no one should profit from it. And I bet if you put these people in the room, that most of them haven't made or created shit, which is really interesting. That if you're a creative person or you're a writer and you want to put your stuff out there for free and have people consume it until their bellies get full, that's on you. But for folks such as myself who like to be paid for the shit they do, I am not on your team. And don't try to get me there because this is the thing. There's some products and things and stuff that I would put out there and I really don't care what happens because I'm testing. But there's some stuff that I have. I know it's very effective, it works, and it gets me paid. That's what people are trying to steal. I was just sitting here. Oh, man. Like I said, the first time I couldn't freaking sleep for 4 days. It was just a trip. But what's going on is you should realize that you can create. Being a creative person is not the special gift that people want you to think, oh, I was born creative. I worked at becoming creative through years of artistic expression. From the 1st grade through the 12th grade, and maybe a few years after that, I painted, I sculpted. I used to do a lot of pencil drawings. I became really good. I mean, really to me, to become an artist isn't so much a talent thing as it is a patient and time thing. Because when you're drawing the line, if you take your time, it comes out the way you want. But if you try to rush it, and that's the whole thing. Art teaches you patience. So you can become creative, and I'm saying this because you don't have to steal someone's stuff. There are people out there that say really dumb shit like, I could never be that creative. Bitch slap. When you say shit like that, you tell your mind, okay, you don't want creativity? Your mind is an extremely efficient organism. It's not going to waste energy on shit that that's telling you that you don't want. It's going to give you what you want. Power Your Subconscious Mind, Dr. Joseph E. Murray. Very effective book if you read, accept, and consume the premise. But with being original, understand you can be original. Now, and this is a public service announcement so people can stop stealing other people's shit. Create your own shit. And another thing, you've heard me do many videos, and I didn't jack Earl Nightingale's shit. I gave Earl Nightingale plenty of credit. I didn't jack Dr. Joseph Murray's shit. I gave him credit. And anyone that if I give a quote or I mention something from a book, I'm going to tell you where I got it from. That's the easy thing to do. That's the right thing to do because, like I said in the beginning of this video, because this guy got found out, and I think he's really coming at it from a wrong period because he's pretty much saying, at first, like, I really didn't do anything, and then it's like I'm paying homage. And then his last response was like, you know, you motherfuckers didn't know until someone else said something, which was like, yeah, I could have got away with this for longer or probably perpetually if no one spoke up. This is the thing. I don't care what you do in terms of being a creative person. If you jack someone's stuff who has a fan base, you will be found out. You will definitely be found out. Like, you know, here on YouTube. I'm going to say it. Redneck Picker was the first one to get on YouTube with the backdrop, with all the signs and stuff up there. And so many people have just jacked his style. It's crazy. And there are people who jacked his style from other folks who jacked his style that's become like, if you're going to do picking videos, this is your backdrop. That came from the Redneck Picker. But people who came in 2 years later, 3 years later, 4 years later, they're like, fuck the Redneck Picker because I don't know him and I like this and I claimed it and I adopted it and there ain't shit he can do about it. That's kind of the thing because a lot of people copied the Redneck Picker. And the thing is, he's original. He went ahead and did his own shit and a lot of people liked it. Now, another thing is, a lot of folks, it's kind of like monkey see, monkey do on YouTube. Well, this person's doing this, so I'm going to do this. And I'm telling, don't do that. Be you, whoever the fuck that is. Be you. Do your videos and, you know, be you. Be original. Be who you are. Don't like, oh, this guy. No. Because essentially, the more that you become yourself, the more that you are yourself, the more people that you will draw to you that are appropriate for you. Everyone is not for everyone. Everything is not for everybody. But so many people they got that thirst for recognition and admiration and fame. So they do this stuff and it really blows up in their face because if you're so busy jacking someone else's style, you're not really developing your own. And that could be cool. And this is another thing, and I'm going to tell you from being a lifelong reader, that there are people that put out work a long time ago that's just being recognized. And because they were true to themselves and they were true to their style. Sometimes it takes a while for something to catch on. But if you are not working on your style, working on who you are, and you're so busy stealing people's shit, because like I use my nerd powers. You know, for those of you that didn't know, I have a lot of nerd powers. I got a whole cave, the fucking fortress of solitude full of nerd powers. So I've tracked this bitch down. I know who she is. I found her Facebook page and steal my shit if you want to, because I got your address and I will sue a motherfucker. I've done it before. If I do it again, so I'm just sitting there and I'm just like politely, because I following my 24-hour rule, when some shit crazy comes in my inbox and I don't respond, I'm like, I need to calm down before I respond to her. Because, you know, right now it's pretty much like, I mean, I'm just going to come out shooting and drop the clip, cock and reload and just keep going. Because I'm just like, how dare you? How's like, no permit, you know, and understand, I am a firm advocate of, I would have rather beg for forgiveness than ask for permission. But that's in terms of taking a bold initiative, not going to someone's house, sitting down on their sofa, drinking their Kool-Aid and eating their cheese. That's called theft and that's called, damn, I forgot the word. That shit happens. But trespassing, that's called trespassing and larceny. That's what that is because, whew, yeah, I am ready to just rip some bitch steaks apart because, I mean, just for those of you who don't know, when you send someone an email, they can find out a lot of information about you just from their email. It's a simple Google ass search. One thing leads to another. And, oh, I even know where she works. But anywho, that's the deal. That's what's going on. Be original. Make your own stuff. I don't care if you're making wooden men that walk in your garage. You know, it's better than nothing. All right, this is Glendon, and I'll see you in the next video.